This happened to a truck driver that was driving from La Ciudad de Mexico to Cuernavaca. Mexican truck driver stories are always so fucking scary. So the guy telling the story says that he wasn't alone in the trailer, it was him and another guy. And as he was driving, he was already getting a little tired, so he pulled over so that the other guy can take over and he can go to sleep. So they did the switch. The guy was in the driver's seat and he went to the back and was getting, everything ready to lay down. And that was when the guy who was about to drive calls him over and says, "Hey, what is that?" He says that he opens that curtain from the back to go and look at what he's talking about, and he saw an animal. However, this animal was walking on its hind legs. He says that the animal was starting to get closer and closer to the trailer, but they couldn't make out what it was because it was still at a little bit of a distance. He admits that when he saw that animal from far away, for some reason he got goosebumps because it just looked really strange. The guy who was about to drive asked him, "Do you think that's like an animal or a person, or what is that?" He says that he didn't even want to find out what that was and told him to start driving to get the hell out of there. When the guy who was driving turns on that trailer and tries to get out of there, the truck is stuck on mud. He was like trying and desperate to get out of there, but that trailer was not moving. And of course, that animal just kept getting closer and closer. He admits that the closer and closer it would get, it would almost like turn more and more like an animal, almost like it wasn't, and then it just kept looking more and more like an animal. He said that all of a sudden the animal just stopped moving and stayed very still, and they refused to keep their eyes away from it. He said that he had a feeling like that the animal wanted to attack him, so he told the guy who was in the driver's seat to move to the side and let him try to get the trailer out. However, his attempts were in vain because that trailer was not moving. He said that in that moment he realized that one of them was gonna have to get out of the trailer to go and see which tires they were gonna have to move in order to get out of there. He decided that he was the one that was gonna go out there and see how they could get out of there. And that thing was still standing there watching them. When he was about to get out, the partner was like, "No, you're gonna stay in here. Don't get out. That thing looks like a devil." I literally have chills right now, but the partner was like, "Don't go out there. It's almost like it's waiting for one of us to get off of this trailer." He admits that he told the partner that he didn't believe in those kind of things and don't be so superstitious. Like, someone needs to go out there. We need to get out of here. His partner was like, "Are you crazy? Don't you feel this bad energy around us? I started feeling it when I saw that thing on the road." He admits that he did feel that feeling that his partner was talking about and that he was so scared, and it was the kind of fear that he had never felt before, but he didn't want to fuel the fear that his partner had because he just wanted them to get out of there. So he tells his partner, "No, I didn't feel any weird energy. Someone needs to get off and we need to get out of here." His partner was like, "Do not step outside the trailer. My grandfather was a truck driver for years and he warned me about this. He told me that if I ever ran into an animal that was walking on its hind legs, that you need to get out of there immediately, that we had to pray and just get away from this thing." He finally turns to him and says, "Okay, I have a picture of God that my wife sends with me every time I travel. Let's pray with the picture that I have." And immediately his partner was like, "Yes, let's pray." He told him that he was gonna pray really loud and he asked them to join him in that prayer, and he agreed. He says that when they started praying out loud, they started to hear where that animal started crying loudly, and it was almost as if it was right next to them. That's how loud it was. He says that he started sweating, that his legs started shaking, and he could no longer lie to his partner and say that he wasn't scared, but also this thing started walking backwards, farther and farther away from them. Like, it didn't even turn around to go away. Can you imagine this thing just... I can't. He says that even though it was walking backwards, it was still staring at them, and that those like cries just got further and further away. Once it was away and they couldn't even see it anymore, the partner was like, "Okay, this is the time." The partner got out of the trailer, told him where he should move the tires. He was able to get that trailer out of the mud, and they got the hell out of there as fast as they could. He says that out of the many years that he's been a truck driver, that is the scariest thing that he had ever experienced in his life, and he never wants to experience that again.